Scene script. Hello lovely people and welcome to today's video. I am Diana, your guide through the fascinating world of mental health. Mental health, a term we've all heard, but what does it truly mean? It refers to our cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It's about how we think, how we feel, and how we behave. Mental health is not merely the absence of mental illness, but it's an integral part of our overall health and well-being. Why is mental health important, you might ask? Well, it impacts every aspect of our lives. It influences our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Our mental health can affect our daily life, relationships, and even physical health. Imagine the mind as a garden. Just as a garden needs to be nurtured and cared for to bloom, our mental health needs attention and care too. It needs to be nourished with positivity, love, understanding, and acceptance. Yet many of us neglect our mental health, often due to lack of awareness or the stigma attached to it. We often focus on our physical health, while our mental health takes a back seat. But just as we would seek help for a physical ailment, it's equally important to seek help when our mental health is not at its best. Mental health matters because it's a vital part of who we are and how we experience the world. It contributes to our capacity to enjoy life, to bounce back after adversity, to achieve balance and well-being, and to engage with others and the world around us in a meaningful way. So, take a moment, pause, and reflect. How are you really doing? Are you taking care of your mental health? Remember, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to talk about mental health. This video will help you understand and assess your own mental health, so stay tuned. To fully appreciate the importance of mental health, first we need to understand what it actually is. Mental health, in its simplest form, refers to our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It's an integral part of our overall health, and it affects all aspects of our lives. It's not just about the absence of mental illnesses or disorders, but rather it's about having a sense of purpose, strong relationships, feeling connected to others, and having a positive self-image. Our mental health influences how we think, feel, and act. It shapes our perception of the world around us and how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. It's like a lens through which we view our experiences and our relationships. It's a constant interplay of thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and the environment, creating a unique mental landscape for each of us. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. It's not something that suddenly becomes relevant when we hit a certain age or when we face a crisis. It's there, playing a pivotal role in our lives right from the start. In childhood and adolescence, for instance, mental health influences how we develop socially, emotionally, and mentally. It can affect academic performance, relationships with peers and family, and even physical health. As we move into adulthood, mental health continues to impact all areas of our lives, from work and relationships to our physical health and our sense of fulfillment and happiness. In essence, our mental health is the foundation of our overall well-being. It's the invisible thread that connects all aspects of our life. It's not something we can afford to neglect or take for granted. A healthy mind is not just about feeling happy or being free from mental illness. It's about being able to manage life's ups and downs, maintain positive relationships, and feel a sense of purpose and value. Understanding mental health is the first step towards assessing it. Scene script. Various factors can influence our mental health. Today we delve into some of these. Let's start with biological factors, which include genetics and brain chemistry. You see, our mental health isn't simply a product of our environment, it's also deeply rooted in our biology. Just as you might inherit your mother's eyes or your father's laugh, you can also inherit predispositions to certain mental health conditions. Our brain chemistry is another biological factor that plays a significant role. Neurotransmitters, which are chemical substances that transmit nerve impulses, can affect our mood and overall mental health when they're out of balance. Now, let's move on to life experiences, such as trauma or abuse. These can have profound effects on our mental health. Trauma, whether it's a single event or a series of events, can trigger mental health problems, including post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. Abuse, whether it's physical, emotional, or sexual, can also have long-lasting impacts on mental health. Family history of mental health problems is another factor that can influence our mental health. If your family has a history of mental health conditions, you may be more likely to develop such conditions yourself. It's a bit like how heart disease or diabetes can run in families. However, it's important to note that having a family history doesn't guarantee that you'll experience mental health problems, just as not having a family history doesn't guarantee that you won't. Lastly, let's not forget about environmental factors. These include everything from the stress of daily life, to major life changes, to the culture and society we live in. All of these can have significant impacts on our mental health. So you see, our mental health is a complex interplay of many different factors. It's not simply a case of this causing that. It's a web of influences all intertwined. Identifying these factors can help in assessing our mental health. Good mental health isn't merely the absence of mental health problems. It involves certain positive characteristics. When we think of good mental health, we often imagine a state of perfect peace and tranquility. However, this isn't always the case. Good mental health is about having the capacity to live life in a fulfilling way, being able to handle life's ups and downs, and maintaining positive relationships with others. One of the primary indications of good mental health is a sense of contentment. It doesn't mean being happy all the time. Instead, it's about feeling satisfied with who you are, where you are in your life journey, and the progress you're making towards your personal goals. Another sign is the ability to deal with stress and recover from adversity. Life can be tough, and we all face challenges at times. Yet, having good mental health means you have the resilience to bounce back from these difficulties. It means you can cope with stress in a healthy way and not let it overwhelm you. Good mental health also involves a sense of purpose and the ability to enjoy life. It's important to have things you look forward to, things that make you feel excited and passionate. Whether that's a hobby, a project, or spending time with loved ones, these are the moments that make life worthwhile. Additionally, a key sign of good mental health is having the flexibility to learn new skills and adapt to change. Change is inevitable in life, and being able to navigate these changes smoothly indicates a healthy state of mind. The willingness to learn and grow, to step out of your comfort zone and embrace new experiences, is a strong indication of good mental health. In conclusion, good mental health is not just about avoiding problems or difficulties, but rather about embracing life in all its complexity. It's about resilience, contentment, purpose, and adaptability. Recognizing these signs in your life can help you assess your mental health. By understanding these signs, you can take steps to foster and maintain your mental well-being, allowing you to live a more fulfilled, healthy, and balanced life. Just as there are signs of good mental health, there are also signs of poor mental health. It's important to recognize these signs to better understand and manage our mental health. One common sign of poor mental health is feeling persistently sad or down. This isn't about the occasional blue day. We're talking about a prolonged period of sadness that doesn't seem to lift. It's as if a heavy cloud has settled over everything, making the world appear dull and joyless. Another sign could be excessive fears or worries. These aren't your everyday worries about work deadlines or an upcoming test. These are fears and worries that are persistent and pervasive, affecting your ability to function normally. Next, we have extreme mood changes. This involves drastic shifts in your mood, from feeling euphoric and invincible one moment to feeling hopeless and desolate the next. It's like riding an emotional roller coaster that never seems to end. Withdrawal from friends and activities that you once enjoyed is another significant sign. You may find that you no longer have the energy or interest to do the things you once loved. You might start to isolate yourself, preferring your own company and feeling indifferent towards social interaction. Lastly, significant tiredness, low energy or problems sleeping could also be signs of poor mental health. You might feel constantly drained, struggling to get out of bed each day. Or perhaps you find it difficult to fall asleep or stay asleep, often waking in the middle of the night, unable to get back to sleep. These are just some signs of poor mental health. Everyone's experience with mental health is unique, and it's possible to experience some of these signs without having a mental health condition. However, if you notice these signs persisting over time, it might be a signal to seek professional help. Understanding these signs can help you assess your mental health and seek help if needed. It's okay to seek help. Remember, taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. Now that we understand what mental health is and the signs of good and poor mental health, how do we assess our own mental health? One of the first steps in assessing your mental health is self-awareness. This involves paying attention to your feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. How are you reacting to stressors in your life? Do you notice any patterns in your mood or behavior? Keeping a mood diary can be a helpful tool in this process. Noting down your feelings and experiences on a daily basis can provide insight into your mental and emotional patterns. Another strategy for self-assessment is self-reflection. This is not just about acknowledging your feelings, but understanding why you feel the way you do. What triggers certain emotions or reactions in you? Are there any recurring themes in your thoughts? Reflecting on these questions can shed light on your mental health. In this digital age, online mental health assessments have become increasingly popular. These assessments can be a useful starting point, providing a general idea of your mental well-being. However, it's essential to remember that these online tools are not replacements for professional diagnosis. They are, in essence, guides that can indicate whether you should seek professional help. And this brings us to the most crucial point. While self-assessment methods are beneficial, they are not a substitute for professional help. Mental health professionals such as psychologists and psychiatrists have the training and expertise to accurately assess your mental health. They can diagnose mental health conditions and provide appropriate treatment. It's important to remember that seeking professional help doesn't mean you're weak. It's quite the opposite. It takes strength to acknowledge that you need help and to take steps to get it. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and it deserves the same attention and care. So start with self-assessment, but don't hesitate to reach out to professionals if you're struggling. Mental health is a journey, not a destination. It's about learning to navigate your path with the help of others when necessary. Remember, it's okay to seek help. You're not alone. Understanding and assessing mental health is crucial for our overall well-being. This is the mantra we've been emphasizing throughout our discussion, and it's worth repeating. Mental health isn't just a buzzword or a trendy topic. It's an integral part of our existence, as vital as the air we breathe, the food we eat, or the water we drink. We've journeyed together through the labyrinth of mental health, unraveling its complexities and shining a light on its significance. We've learned that it's not a one-size-fits-all concept. Each of us has a unique mental health landscape, shaped by a multitude of factors from our genetics to our environment, our lifestyle choices, and our personal experiences. We've also discovered the signs of good mental health, like a positive self-image, resilience, and the ability to manage stress. On the flip side, we've explored the indicators of poor mental health, such as constant worry, feeling overwhelmed, or experiencing significant changes in eating or sleeping patterns. But most importantly, we've delved into how to assess our mental health. This is a powerful tool for self-awareness and self-care. Remember, it's not about self-diagnosis, but about understanding ourselves better. It's about knowing when we're thriving and when we're merely surviving. And it's about recognizing when it's time to seek professional help. If you're struggling with your mental health, remember, there's no shame in reaching out. There are countless professionals out there ready and willing to help. You're not alone in this, and you don't have to face it alone. We've come to the end of our journey today. But remember, the journey to mental health is a lifelong one. It's an ongoing process of understanding, assessing, and nurturing our mental well-being. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, it's okay to not be okay. Reach out, seek help, and take care of your mental health. Until next time, I'm Diana, signing off.